We're here today with Club Vice Chairman Brian Cargill. Brian, firstly, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Ryan. Yep.
Busy time of year, I would imagine. Obviously, as a family man, you know, a big part of what goes on at the club here. It must be great to see where the club is, you know, day dot, in effect, halfway point of the season. You know, things have gone really well, particularly for Colin, for David, and let's not forget Boyley and Gary Malley as well. How is that for you and for the board to see the strides? It's not just progress, the strides that have been made by, you know, such a good management team.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, Ryan. You know, think back to the dark days in August when we really were struggling away. We made the big decision to move on, and we spoke to Colin and David initially to steady the ship, but very quickly it was obvious, you know, the strengths and the talents that they had, and we were very impressed at that point. We made it a permanent position at that point for the two of them. And I think you're correct. You know, Goldie and Hamley quite rightly get the plaudits. But behind the scenes, you know, the work that Jimmy Boyle's doing, and the work that Gary Malley's doing, and the rest of the backroom team, is fantastic. You know, there's a wealth of experience here, you know, from Jimmy's point of view and from Gary's point of view, and the two keen, young, hungry managers are giving it their all, and we can't be any more delighted than we are. And I think back at that time, you know, to have thought we would be sitting top of the league, 4 points clear going into Hogmanay, that would have been probably, you know, far away from our thoughts. We're absolutely delighted, but the hard work starts now. You know, we're really we've put ourselves in a very good position, and we've just got to keep that going.
And obviously, you know, Colin and David coming in, working with that backroom team. You know, they bring something different, I would say. You know, we talk to the fans, the phrase that we see online a lot is that they bleed maroon, which is great, and they've got this great understanding. You know, Goldie's almost iconic in our community, especially with the kids and whatnot. What sort of qualities do you think they bring to bring that success? Is it just that real kind of enthusiasm for the club, or is there something else there that obviously the board have seen that really kind of makes them who they are?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, you can't buy what we've got. That's probably the short of it. We've two players who've been with us for a long time, and I think the ethos at the club, the values that we have at the club, we're a family club. We stand by, we're staff, we're managers, we all work hard, we're all on the same team, we win together, we lose together. And Goldie and Hammy have been here for many years. They know how we operate, and I think you're seeing that now through them, and we're in a very sort of good position. You know, we're delighted with two people who want to win for our growth, and for the supporters, and it's great. So we're delighted with them.
And in terms of support from, you know, the board, the supporters, you know, a few people probably were a bit shocked that, particularly when the two of them came in initially, there was support there for them. There was still that little bit of the transfer window left. A couple of excellent signings came in. You know, Ryan Flynn came in, massive amounts of Premier League experience, some European experience as well, and then two incredible loan signings that have come in who are, you know, really raising the bar. Fraser Taylor again at the weekend, player of the match, Scotland under-19s captain, playing consistently. Looking forward, obviously the transfer window's just about to open again. Is that, you know, support there again from the board for the boys?
100%. I mean, we're very lucky with David and Colin, and with Jimmy and Gary. There are a lot of contacts in the game. They're able to find out who's available, and speak to their contacts and bring people to the table that perhaps we wouldn't have been able to bring to the table before. But it's a competitive world, and it is difficult. Although we may think we're in a good position to bring players in, financially, you know, it's a big ask, and players will go to clubs that they potentially, you know, it could be a successful season for us, but also they might be their livelihood. So financially it's challenging, and we're not the only ones at the table that's looking to bring players in. we're looking at big quality players in, and the quality players that we'll be looking at, there's plenty of other teams are looking at them as well. So it's difficult for us. So this is where the innovative fundraising projects like the 50/50, where we did that last year. It was successful last year. We sold 8,000 tickets for that, bringing in £8,000, and paying out half of that in prizes. We're running it again this year. Every penny that's brought in from that we make goes back into the pot for Harvey and Goldie to go out and bring the quality players in that will hopefully give us a successful season. So if you haven't got your tickets, please get your tickets now. If you're able to help us and sell tickets, please do that. The draws this coming Saturday after the Alloa game, at 6 o'clock we're going to do the draw, and somebody won £1,000, and there's plenty of other quality prizes as well. But all the money that's raised from that will go towards the transfer fund in the January window. If you've not got your half-price season ticket, please buy your season ticket. You look at the crowd on Saturday, 2,714.
Great to see
highest
again.
crowd in League One this season, and it's fantastic. It shows you the fans, and the 500 of those come down from Montrose. We were delighted that they came to watch the match, but it shows there's over 2,000 fans came to watch Arbroath on Saturday. And support the team. So if we can get that going for the rest of the season, it'd be fantastic. If you haven't got your half price season ticket, please go and buy it now. Come and support us and give us the best chance to have another season to remember at the club.
Exactly, and it was incredible to see that support there. It kind of takes us back to the numbers of the championship. It was brilliant to see over 2,000 there. A bit of noise, a bit of friendly rivalry, we'll call it, particularly in that faraway corner. But great to see. It's you talk about innovative fundraising there. You talk about ways to bring in revenue. One thing I just wanted to touch on was the volunteers who are involved in that, because not just from the fundraising perspective, the club's got so many volunteers that really put their heart and soul into the club. How important is it to a club like us in a small town community that these people put themselves forward? We look at Susan and Andrew in the raffle at the moment. Obviously the guys who help out in the ground. How important is that to the club?
It's extremely important. I can't emphasise that enough. I say it every week at hospitality. If you've been in hospitality, I'll mention that, you'll know that. We have fantastic sponsors, from George Road, Megatech, great, but we wouldn't be where we are today without our supporters in the town, the local businesses, the small businesses, the volunteers who come down day on day to do little jobs around the ground. Andrew and Susan are helping me out enormously just now with hospitality, because hospitality is popular, and it's a hard shift on a Saturday, and they're helping me out with that. They're helping me out with the 50/50 draw, and various other innovative ideas that we've got to bring essential funds into the club. So without these volunteers, we wouldn't be where we are today. That's fact. Nobody's ignoring that, and we do appreciate that. And anybody wants to help us out, please come and help us out.
The door's always open.
The door's always open. There's plenty of jobs, and I know this morning, I've been down early this morning, and there's already volunteers in tidying up from Saturday and that. So I think that reflects the kind of football club we have here. We're a community club, we're a family club, we pride ourselves in that, and I think that the volunteers are a huge part of that family.
And lastly, we find ourselves today sitting in the new club shop at Gayfield. I must admit, it looks incredible. It's a brilliant space. It's very welcoming. It was very, very busy on Saturday. I know Teresa was rushed off her feet. We are in difficult, climate in terms of the economy and town centre retail. How important is it to have the shop, back under the kind of Gayfield roof, and the real benefits that we can have from that?
It was a difficult decision. I liked the shop in the community, in the town centre. It was part of the community where people would pop in. It was easily accessible. We understand that. The reality was that the numbers weren't stacking up. We were losing money, so you can't continue to do that. So to make the difficult decision to move back here, honestly, anybody who hasn't been in here, when you pop in here, you're going to be amazed. Paul and Teresa and the team have done an absolutely wonderful job. It looks like it's always been here. It's beautiful, and it's another step forward. Initially when we actually did the improvements here, was it 2 seasons ago? This was to have been the shop. But no, we made the bold decision to have a shop in the town. We don't regret that. Hindsight's a great thing, you know, but we could have possibly moved a bit earlier, but we stayed there as long as we could. But now we're here, we're absolutely delighted, and I know for a fact on Saturday how busy it was, and people in here having a look and buying stock and that and merchandise. It was great, so we're delighted to be back here, back home. And if you haven't been in here, please come in.
Please get in. I think just lastly, touching on this weekend, we've got probably a tough fixture coming up. I think Colin and David have both kind of alluded to that in some interviews and whatnot. How important is that support for us? You know, we talked about the numbers that were here. How important is it really to see those fans, those faces on the terraces, the kids running about again? That's my favourite thing to see, is on a Saturday afternoon, all these wee tots, kind of 4, 5, 6-year-old running about. How important is that to the club, to the management, but to the players as well?
Huge, absolutely huge. I think, you know, if you look back to the beginning of the season when we had a poor start and we were way behind everybody else, I think it shows the league we're in. Everybody's capable of being everybody, and that probably played into our hands because nobody ran away, and the pack was all held together because everybody was beating everybody else, and that's the way it's going to be till the end of the season. So it's essential that we get support from the terraces. I mean, you could hear on Saturday, you know, the buzz about the ground. I honestly, the hairs were standing on the back of my neck there on Saturday. I was so excited at the game, and seeing the crowds coming in and looking out the window at 10 to 3 and the crowds still coming in at the queues. They're great problems to have.
Definitely.
And I hope we've got problems like that for the rest of the season. If they can come and back us in numbers from the terrace, and that'll be we're 12th man. They'll give the players on that pitch a huge lift and hopefully carry us towards a successful season.
Absolutely. Well, Brian, again, thanks for your time. It's great to catch up, and for you, the family, for the club, just all the best, and have a great new year.
Yeah, and same to the fans and that. Just enjoy Hogmanay, and we'll see you on the 4th, and have a fantastic 2025.
Thanks, Brian.